Whether your kids tell you they don't like you because you're the mean mommy, or you go to bed at night with mom guilt because you feel like you were a cranky mom all day, this is for you. I'm Bree, the registered nurse and certified health coach of hippydippymom.com and the host of the Happy Healthy Mom podcast. So thanks so much for being here today. This is going to be a good one, pretty short. Let's get to it. So I used to be such a cranky mom, wife, employee, daughter, all the things. I would snap at people who mattered the most to me for no reason. And then after I snapped, the guilt would pop up because I would realize that they didn't do anything to deserve the really harsh, kind of mean reaction that they got from me. I felt like my mood was out of my control, which also made me really irritated and even more cranky. More often than not, I went to bed feeling like a horrible person just to wake up the next day and be cranky all over again. Let me know if you get where I'm coming from, if you feel like this sometimes or even most of the time, by either leaving a comment or sending me a direct message at Hippy Dippy Mom. It really seemed for me to be a never-ending cycle that myself and my loved ones were just kind of doomed to deal with. That's how I felt anyway, like we were just doomed to deal with this and there wasn't really anything I could do about it, but there is, and I'll share that a little bit in a little bit. Then after I began to make simple swaps in my daily choices and habits, I noticed that I wasn't as cranky as usual. It was very interesting because that was not the main reason why I had started to make swaps, but it was just kind of a really good bonus. And that feeling brought the biggest sense of relief to me. It gave me hope that I could be a happy person, that I didn't have to snap at my loved ones, and that I had control over my emotions. Those feelings of relief and hope are what drive me to help moms who feel the same crankiness that I used to. In hindsight, I definitely get why I was so cranky all the time, and it's because I was suffering with brain fog. So one of the most common symptoms of brain fog is irritability and crankiness. And I go into more detail in other posts and videos and episode 8 of the Happy Healthy Mom podcast about common symptoms of brain fog. I also created a free quiz that's on my website at hippydippymom.com/quiz that will help you to determine if brain fog could be an issue for you, if that could be what's behind your fatigue and being cranky. And I'll put all the links where the links go to, so you don't have to remember them right now, because I know that's a problem with brain fog too, having a horrible memory. So brain fog makes it really hard for us to think clearly. It makes it really easy to forget things, and then both of those things are really frustrating. And as humans, as women, we're our own worst critics. So if we're constantly in that foggy thinking, if we're not able to think clearly, if we forget things, even the most trivial thing that really doesn't matter, for me, that used to be the beginning of like a meltdown. I would just think, why can't I remember this? Or why can't I think clearly? I'm such like a horrible mom. What if I forget something that really matters? Just all these things. That was a really fast downward spiral once I got to that point, which was pretty often. So we get really upset with ourselves. We get frustrated. And I don't know about you, but my inner voice is really mean. She's like the meanest mean girl ever. And then that just makes us even more cranky and irritated and irritable. Right? So oftentimes with brain fog, our hormones are wacky. That could be one of the causes of brain fog. It could kind of be what's happening, like kind of hand in hand with brain fog, right? A lot of the things that cause or contribute to brain fog also contribute to hormone imbalance. And as women, we know that when our hormones are wacky, so are our moods, right? So some of the things that can contribute to both brain fog and hormone imbalance and mood swings are things like nutrient deficiency, too much sugar, toxin overload, stress, lack of sleep. So that's why we can have like multiple issues going on. It's rarely ever just one wellness issue, one health issue, and it's pretty much never just one cause or contributing factor. And then those kids of ours, I mean, they are born to push our buttons. Am I right? I really feel like, I mean, I know that when they're younger, they test boundaries. That's how they learn a lot of life lessons to see how far they can push us. But holy moly, when you're cranky, it's just like, you know exactly how to send me like over the edge, kid. But even with all the button pushing, the 1,000th time that they've asked, but why? And even the occasional tantrum, we should be able to keep our cool for the most part. I mean, no matter what, there's going to be times where we just lose it. We can only take so much, right? But for the most part, we should be able to be even keeled and keep our cool. So many of my clients feel like they have to suffer with all of this just because they're a mom. We're told that being tired and cranky just comes with the territory. And something I get asked often, or I see my clients struggling with, is that, isn't this just something that I have to deal with till who knows when because I'm a mom? My answer is no, absolutely not. So please remember that brain fog and mom brain are different. They can, again, kind of the same thing with the hormones, they can have some of the same contributing causes, and they can definitely make each other worse, but they're very different things. And I can't emphasize this enough because I just hear these two terms used very interchangeably. My clients suffer with brain fog, but they've been calling it mom brain this whole time, which contributes to that feeling like we just have to deal with it. It's mom brain and I'm a mom. So I go into way more detail about the differences between mom brain and brain fog in a blog post that's up and in episode 17 of the Happy Healthy Mom podcast. So I'll link to those where links go as well. But in a nutshell, mom brain is what happens when we just suddenly become responsible and accountable for another life. So we have to remember all the things for us, like, did I brush my teeth today? To, from those kind of minor things to like the really big things like, do I have some important deadline for work or something going on? And, plus then having to remember all the things for our kids. Did they brush their teeth? When's the last time I changed the diaper? Did I remember all the things in the diaper bag? That was constantly a struggle for me, was the things in the diaper bag. Then as my daughter's 8 now, so for me it has gotten easier to remember all her things because they've become less critical over time. And because I've put some of it on her. Like, you have to remember this certain thing. If you forget it, you just don't have it. But her homework and what's in her lunch, those things are things that I'm having to keep track of still. So mom brain, there are things we can do to alleviate mom brain, but a little bit of that is always going to be there because we're always going to be thinking about our kids. We're always going to be remembering things for them and worrying about them, those kinds of things. That's mom brain. Brain fog is a wellness issue that happens in response to how we treat our body. So again, I kind of went through some of the contributing things, and our bodies are constantly communicating with us. So if we have brain fog, that's one of the many, many, many ways that our body can tell us, you're doing something that I don't like, please change it. And we just have to get back into listening to our bodies. So to sum it up, brain fog makes it so hard to get through the day. Of course, we're going to be cranky. More than anything, I want for you to know that, one, you don't have to suffer with cranky mood swings, because two, brain fog is healable. So, and this is my jam. You know, in remembering back in the day when I was deep in brain fog and just how negatively that affected each and every one of my days, this is why I've become so passionate about helping you bust through your brain fog. I remember not being able to think clearly, being forgetful, feeling so tired I didn't think that I would make it through the day. And I remember the mood swings and getting so frustrated at really insignificant things, but then also getting really frustrated at myself as well. And then I also remember thinking, and this is where a lot of my mom guilt came from, that this is not the kind of mom I dreamt of being. We always think of the kind of mom we want to be, you know, before we're even pregnant, and especially while we're pregnant. And then things like brain fog make that dream mom life really hard, make it really hard for us to make into a reality. And so this was not the example that I wanted to set for my daughter. I wanted her to see me with energy and not being cranky and not snapping at her for no reason, and you know, being able to be there for her in the moment and being able to laugh. Gosh, I never used to laugh. I was just so cranky all the time. So just now being on the other side of that, you know, being able to enjoy all the special moments with her, and again, just having the energy, being able to think clearly. I will never, ever, ever let myself go back to being in brain fog. The difference is really night and day. It's so amazing. And I love watching my clients get that transformation as well. It's so rewarding and so awesome. And this is what I want for you too. So, you know, if you're ready to bust through your brain fog and live your dream mom life, please reach out to me. You can always find me on Instagram and Facebook at Hippy Dippy Mom. And, you know, let me know too if this was information that you found really useful by taking a screenshot and DMing me at Hippy Dippy Mom or tagging me at Hippy Dippy Mom. And remember, as we know better, we do better. Take care.